man's prayer affected the whole earth.
Yes, sir.
But now you have to humble yourself to get God's attention to do something like that. You ain't going to God, look here, Lord, I need you. You got to humble yourself. And then he prayed again. See, once he gives you how to get to, sometimes you have to learn how to get what you need from the Lord. I heard the brother say fast. You do certain things and the Lord answers your prayer. Then when you come up to another situation, I need God to move. Then I'm going to fast again. Because once you learn what it takes to get his attention and get in touch with him, then that's what you do. So I imagine Elijah got in whatever place he got in again and prayed, and then the Lord let it rain again. Amen. But my point is, we got to pray and humble ourselves to pray under God. Because sometimes we'll get, oh, I don't feel like praying. That's all of our flesh.
Yes, sir.
Nobody flesh don't feel like praying. Nobody flesh don't feel like fasting. That ain't just you.
That's right.
The difference is, will you humble yourself?
Amen. Jesus. Amen.
Don't do like I used to do either. I would kind of pray, pray sometime. But boy, when I got in trouble, you couldn't beat me praying. You couldn't beat me turning my plate down. In itself, when you get in trouble, yes, you go to the Lord and you look to him. That's good. But the Bible says, man ought to always pray and not to faint. Amen. That's got to be, when everything's good, you still got to pray. Amen. When the things are going well, you still got to give God thanks. Amen. You still got to humble yourself. Not just when you get in trouble. I've been there. I got that t-shirt. But I learned to pray in and out of season. I learned to pray all the time. I learned to pray continuously. 2 Kings 5:1. We don't want to talk about names. See, sometimes we need stuff from God, but sometimes we got to bring our nine down. You get Luke 19 and 1. We're going to talk about Naaman. Naaman was a leper, and he needed something from the Lord, but his mind wasn't right. I mean, no, we can go to the Lord and need something, but our mind ain't right. And wow, we ain't humble. You got to be, you know, if you're humble enough, you can receive things from the Lord. Amen. And if I went around this room, everybody will tell me that they humble. However, there's our level of humbling, there's our humbling ourselves under God. So we serve a king. Yeah. We got to humble ourselves. I love that. I never forgot that. I probably was a teenager, but that mother said, I ask God for mercy. I go before the throne of grace and I ask him for mercy. Yeah. And I start talking and making my petition made known unto him. You got that 2 Kings 5:1? All right, go ahead.
Now, Naaman, captain of the host of the king of Syria, was a great man with his master and honorable, because by him the Lord had given deliverance unto Syria. He was also a mighty man in valor, but he was a leper.
All right. Naaman was a soldier. He was a captain of the host. Amen. He was a mighty man. He was a warrior. Amen. And he had favor, but he had leprosy. Go ahead.
And the Syrians had gone out by companies and had brought away captive out of the land of Israel a little maid. And she waited on Naaman's wife. And she said unto her mistress, would God my Lord were the prophet that is in Samaria, for he would recover him of his leprosy. All right. And one went in and told his Lord, saying, thus and thus said the maid that is of the land of Israel. And the king of Syria said, go, and I will send a letter unto the king of Israel. And he departed and took with him 10 talents of silver, and 6,000 pieces of gold, and 10 changes of raiment.
All right, skip down to verse 8.
Amen. Verse 8. And it was so, when Elijah the man of God had heard of this, when he had heard that the king of Israel had rent his clothes, that he sent to the king, saying, wherefore hast thou rent thy clothes? Let him come now to me, and he shall know that there is a prophet in Israel.
In other words, the king